Hello, how to create a monthly grocery list for a family of 5. First, I will suggest you draft 7 days meal plan, like trying to come up with 7 different dishes that are easy for you to cook and your family like to eat. And then look at that meal plan and list all the different ingredients that you need to have on hand to prepare those dishes. I will suggest you include dishes beside those 7 dishes, to include dishes you like to cook for holidays and birthdays, and then list the ingredient as well. With the 7 dishes, I would say it could be dinners, and the reason why I'm talking about 7 different dishes is I assume you cook once a day, but if you cook lunch and then you cook dinner, then you can come up with 14 different dishes. And if I assume during the week you cook once a day, and on weekends you cook twice a day, like lunch and dinner, then that would be 9 different dishes. And just by having 9 different dishes on hand that you'll cook, it could just be your meal plan. It doesn't have to be for that week, it's just going to be your meal plan. We don't really vary our meals as much as we think. So when you simplify your thing and you have 9 to 14 meals, different meals. Can you lift it? Thank you. 7 to 14 different dishes plan on hand. You can just call that your meal plan and just stick to it. And of course, having other dishes on the side could give you, like for holiday, birthday, or just other different dishes on the side. It's okay too if you want to change things up a little bit. But having the list of ingredients, put it where you put it before. The list of ingredients that you need for those 7 to 14 meals will be your master grocery list. That's how you create your grocery list for your family. Now that you have the list of ingredients, it's good if you are using a spreadsheet, or you can use Google Sheet, or you can just use the paper as well. Now you'll ask yourself, how many of those ingredients you need to have on hand. You can start with the week. Let's say you use tomato paste, for instance. So you'll ask yourself how many tomato paste you need in a week. So that depends on the dishes you cook during the week that will require tomato paste. So if we say you use 2 tomato paste a week, then that's 2 times 4, 8 tomato paste you need to have on hand for the month. And you can do that for all your grocery list. And to that grocery list, I would suggest you add your cleaning product as well, like toilet paper and washing detergents, clothes detergent. I don't know how to call that, but so those things you buy as big items like detergent, toilet paper, if you buy them in bigger size or bigger bag, it will last you past a month. So the best way to do that is put a date on it. And when you, Angelique, will you bring me the toilet paper in the closet, please? When you put a date on what you are using, when you are done using it, calculate how long it took you to use it. That will tell you how many you should have on your grocery list. Does that make sense? So, for instance, we have this toilet paper we use, and I like to know, because I like to build my food supply on budget, I like to know how many I should have on hand for the year, not just monthly grocery, but 1 year of food supply on hand. I like to work on it little by little toward that goal, to have 1 year of food supply on hand. So for instance, for this, I believe I have a date somewhere on it, and I have done it before, but I keep adding the date to it, and I noticed that we go to one is like 18 or in it, and I think we use it for 2.5 months. Therefore, if you are building 1 month worth of groceries, maybe every 2 months you'll add it to your grocery list. But if you are doing it for the year, for instance, you know that you need about 6 on hand for the year. Therefore, you can just randomly add it to your grocery list for some month during the year, so that you can have those 6 on hand for 1 year worth. So now, let me show you an example of grocery list. So when you have your master list, every month you can now create your grocery list from it. So when I was talking about having 7-day meal plan, that's an example here. My meal plan has I try to have multiple different dishes, but I repeat some of them, and it is just my choice, but you can work with what works for you. And I have other dishes, around it that I can choose from, other choices I can choose from for birthday, holidays, or just once in a while, because some of them will require a lot of your time in the kitchen to cook, and some of them will require a long time for the food to cook. So you have to plan ahead. If you work, you have a job, you think of days that you are busy, that you want quick meal. So I tend to have my carb, but I know that vegetables and meal will go with them. So for instance, having rice here, I know that we can have risotto, we can have fried rice, we can have plain rice with stir-fried vegetables to go with it, and we can have rice with oil and meat. Sometimes we just like to do it like that for who doesn't want to eat sauce, and we can have it with sauce as well. So that's different ways to serve rice that right there. So it doesn't have to be one same way every time, even if you have rice more than once on your list. And sandwich here is just sandwich, but it can be done multiple ways. For instance, you can have sloppy joe, you can have ground, you can, I think that's what will be sloppy joe, ground beef, ground meat. You can make sauce out of that, and you can serve it with hot dog inside the bun, and just put that meat sauce in the bun on the hot dog. So that's 2 ways right there. And you can roast pork, shredded, and when you serve it on the bun, you can add sauce to it as well. That's another way. So there is multiple ways you can have sandwich. You can make your sandwich. Cornbread, I like to have that as meal all by itself, but although I have not made that meal for a while now, because it has milk, it has egg, and then it has cornmeal. I like to call it full meal without the vegetables. So when I serve it, I don't serve anything else next to it, although it can go well with some salad on the side of it. So spaghetti, well, I think there is multiple ways to cook spaghetti, but to cook pasta. So you can have that, to serve pasta, like dishes wise. And pancake, I like to serve it stand alone as well. Sheet pancake, I like to make in the oven with chocolate chips in it, and has milk, it has egg. So I serve it all by itself as well. And sourdough bread and sourdough pizza. And we, Angelique will come here, we just serve pizza for lunch. But yeah, having the list, it will give me the remaining food. Angelique, give me the food in the fridge, please. I put it at the bottom. And this is, thank you. And this is an example of leftover pizza. Angelique will come back. I think it's a little bit closer, but leftover pizza that I just served. Angelique, I'm going to call you a lot. So when I call you, you show up. Thank you. Put it down, and toilet paper goes back. Thanks. So now that you have your grocery list, you have your plan, your meal plan, you can just probably draft. I try to have some other things here as well, and you can draft some ingredients that will go, that you need to have on hand. But that's just an example. We have an example. Let me see if I can find. We have our monthly budget template for free at ninasoap.com, and one tab has grocery list. So if you don't have one, you can download one there and complete it with your grocery list. But this is an example if you are doing it on paper. These days I'm just using paper instead of using a spreadsheet for it. But I just have all the things that I know that I use in the house in my cooking and cleaning, probably if there is vinegar here, and I just add them here. And we have a garden that supplies us vegetables. So when you have this list and you are trying to create a grocery list on budget, you won't be able to purchase everything on the list every single month. Therefore, you can look at the list to see what you need to get and get it, or you can just walk around your house and see what you are running low of and buy them. So the way I like to do it is just grab a piece of paper, and when I'm running low, I like to have a piece of paper in my cupboard with a pen in my kitchen cabinet. So when I pick something and I notice that I'm low of it, or I'm opening the last bag, I like to quickly add it to my grocery list so that I don't forget for the next month. I don't know if it makes sense. So I have this list here that I created for December, and today is December 17, 2022, but already by November 20, I started to add things to the list. And yesterday, I added more to it as well, because December is a holiday. When you are creating your grocery budget, your grocery list on a budget for your family of 5, you have to think about holidays and birthdays, if there is any in the month you are creating the grocery list for, and then prioritize what the ingredients you need to cook with for those holidays or birthdays before you add your regular ingredients to the list, especially if you are working with a budget. In this instance, we are a family of 5, and we set our food budget, our grocery budget, for $300 a month. And to be able to ensure that we are purchasing enough fruits for kids, we categorize we break down that budget. So that $300 a month include $150 for food and non-food like toilet paper, and $90 for meat, and $60 for fruits. So when you set a budget to work with, if you are working with a grocery list, there is two ways to create this list that I have on paper, especially now that we are having the price is increasing quite often at the grocery store. There is two ways you can do it. When you list your product, you can list the quantity you want, and then you can imagine how much one will cost to see how much your total grocery is going to be. And it's good to set a budget in advance that you want to work with. Although my food budget is $150, I like to set up to $140 to spend on groceries. Usually I estimate less. That way, if you forget something during the month, you'll be able to buy it. Or if something goes on sale, you'll be able to purchase it and stock up. For instance, one of my kids fell sick during the week or last week, and I asked my husband to purchase cornmeal and grits so that I can make porridge for the child to drink. So having excess budget, excess money on hand for your grocery allow you to make those purchases that you didn't plan for when you are doing your monthly grocery shopping. So the second way you can do this grocery list and stay within your budget is, because you don't know the unit price, to make sure the quantity you are putting here will help you stay within your budget. You can put a dollar amount. So you want 10 French fries, but you don't want to spend more than $20. So if you go to the grocery store and the fries cost, I don't know, $5, for instance, then you won't be able to purchase all 10 because you have your budget based on $20. You'll get how much you can get for that $20. So if you go to the store and it is $1, then you have the choice between getting 10 or getting 20 because you are going to work within this budget. But having the dollar amount, you do not want to go over. If you break down your grocery list, every item you have a max you don't want to spend more than. Next week, you know for sure that when you went to the grocery shopping, when you go to grocery shopping, you'll spend less. You'll spend less, or you'll spend up to the amount you targeted. Jaden, do you need to go lay down a little bit? Go to your room. Well, then you need to keep quiet. I'm recording. So those are two ways if you are using paper to do your groceries. Another way, let's talk a little bit. Maybe we'll come back to this one. No, let's. The free download will have a version of monthly budget, and let's see if we have it here. Is that's ninasoap.com. It will be in the description. The link to the free download. When you click on free download, it'll take you to this page, and you'll be able to choose to click on templates you want, and we have budget spreadsheet. Jaden, so when you the free download, Gabriel, Jaden, you both are going to stop using your computer. Are we clear? Thank you. So the grocery list is, I don't use it anymore, but I have used it in the past. But when you have it on a spreadsheet, or you have it on the beauty of having it as a Google Sheet, when I have done it before, I have it as a Google Sheet. But sometimes it's kind of hard for me to access it because Google, I won't be able to open it. But if you have it as a Google Sheet, when you go to the grocery store, you'll have it with you. When you have it as a spreadsheet, then you have to write it on the paper. But you list your ingredients, that your product that you need to have on hand. You have a colon for that, and then you have a colon for unit price. Then you can have a colon for the quantity. I tried, because I'm trying to build a food supply on hand for the year, I have a year here. But if you are doing it for the month, you can have a month, and then the total will calculate for you. So when you add the unit price, and you add, maybe you need 2, it will calculate it for you. So you'll do that for all of them. You take your list to the grocery store, and you choose the grocery store you shop at, and you put the unit price down. At the same time, you will categorize your grocery based on the store you think you are going to purchase them from, because based on price and quality. And you will categorize your products based on whether or not it goes on sale as well. And you go to those stores and you put the unit price down. Though now when you come home, you will put down how many you think you need a month, the quantity, and the total will calculate for you. So every month you will revise the quantity based on what you want to purchase, but you will say your budget. And I have budget times 2 for the year. You will say your budget, and the total will calculate as well. So I have it for the year, but you can have it for the month. So what I try to do is having other column. So I'll copy those 3 unit price, quantity, and total, and I'll paste it to the right for, let me decrease it a little bit. Okay. For the month as well. So that way, the way it works, I froze the colon, and it's acting up. Okay, so let me. Okay, but I think it's a little bit far from you, right? Okay, so every month I will just add the quantity, and the total will calculate for me. I wipe things up, but it will take the quantity times the unit price you have at the left, and will calculate the total. So when you go way at the bottom, you will see your total, and you'll ask yourself, you need to first set a dollar amount, and again you set your grocery budget for the month, and you set another budget you don't want to go over, because you need to save every month from that grocery budget so that you can spend that on your sales items. So if for instance I have $150 to work with for grocery staples, I'm not talking about the other part of my groceries like fruit and meats, then that $150 I could say $130 for the month, and then I will add the quantity of things that I wanted to purchase, because I know that I cannot purchase everything on my list with $300 on hand. So I will go to the bottom and I will see if I went over that $120. Then I'll come back up and change quantities, make those changes until I'm within that $120, and then I can record the product and the quantity before I go to grocery shopping. Does that make sense? So if you are using Google Sheets, then if you are the one doing your shopping, or somebody's doing it for you, they open their smartphone, they can access that Google Sheet and see the item and the quantity they need to buy. So that's, and then at the same time, if a price change, they can update the price for you as well. So that's another way of doing it if you are using a spreadsheet version instead of a paper. I have used it a lot the past few years, but now I just go with paper because I don't know how to say it, but I simplify my grocery list to a point that I can just grab a paper and I can just work with it. So I have pretty much what I usually purchase here, and from here I can create the grocery list that I need for the month. So when we come back to this, because we have birthday, in this example, I'm not the one that will do the grocery shopping. My husband will, and he did it. We will have another video to talk about that as well. But yeah, so pretty much on this, I'm saying that snack for the kids, because they go to school, they take snack to school. So $10 to be spent on snacks, $10 to need to be put on the side for milk, and $20 needs to be put on side for a birthday cake, because there is a birthday in December. So I want to make sure I prioritize those. So we have holidays, Christmas and New Year, and I will cook for those. So therefore I prioritize those. And when my husband was leaving, I let him know that he need to prioritize things that are related to holidays, whether I put holidays next week or not. So some will be obvious to him and some won't. That's why the one that I think may not be obvious, I put holidays there so that he can prioritize those. So I'm going to make cream cheese cake, and I need cream cheese, I need graham crackers, and I need sour cream. So those need to be prioritized. French fries, I put $20, even though I want 10. I just don't know he'll be able to, but it's going to be holiday related, so he needs to prioritize that. Flour, tomato puree, I purchase those often so that I can build up my stock. So I told him that I have flowers on hand, but I don't have tomato puree on hand. So he can get tomato puree, but he doesn't need to get all the flowers. Potatoes, he didn't end up buying the potatoes because he didn't have enough. He spent more on the french fry because he went with 10 instead of the 20. So it cost him about $30 to get the 10, which is fine as well. So peanut oil is important because if I'm going to fry, I will need it. I'm down to the last stock. So I put a note there for him to be aware of it. I put ketchup on the list because if I make french fries, they will want ketchup for dipping. I put pasta because one of the kids is asking for pasta. I have not cooked pasta for a while and he's asking for it. So popcorn, I like to make popcorn as a lunch for them to take to school. That way they don't have dishes to clean up, dishes to clean up when they are back from school. So before, I didn't really add meat to my grocery list because we purchase meat on sale. But I'm not finding meat on sale these days. Therefore, I need to start adding meat on my grocery list. A lot of time when I add it to my grocery list is for things that won't go on sale, like egg or nugget, things for holidays, especially holidays. I will add some to it. But now, if you are working with a budget, then you have to plan. For instance, meat is $90 and I plan on spending about $80. Therefore, I ask myself, how for meat, what should I purchase if I'm going to pay full price to have enough meat? For instance, if there is no holidays, let's say the chicken costs you about $8 and you cook about two, should we say two? You cook about one a week, then you need 4 for the month. And 4 times 8 will be 32, I think. So, is it right? Let's check it out. 4 times 8, yeah, okay. I like maths, but I don't like to do mental calculation. So, you know that you are going to spend about $32 on chicken. you can buy some ground meat as well, assuming you cook maybe two a week, and they are maybe $3, then that's $6 right there, and you need about eight. That'll be 48, I think, dollars. So you'll do those calculations to buy those basic meat car to have on hand, and then you can put some money on the side. If you have pork chops, pork steak, pork roast that goes on sale a little bit, you can purchase them, or you can buy, a few during the month to add it, so that you can vary your things a little bit. So, but for the holidays, I add nuggets, fish, shrimp, so that I can cook those during the holidays. So that's how we create our monthly grocery list on a budget for our family of 5. I believe I have $80 at the bottom of this paper, but okay, so yeah, $80. I didn't want to spend all of it, but yeah, that's one way to create your monthly grocery list for your family of 5, especially if you want to spend within budget and keep your costs low. It's good you take cash out for groceries, because groceries is a valuable expense. So it's good to take cash out, and that way you make it a fixed expense in your monthly budget. And when you make it a fixed expense on your checking account, is just going to be the amount that you set to use. When you take cash out, then when you purchase things, the remaining money, you set it aside, so that when things goes on sale, you can purchase them and stock up little by little. That way you'll have 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, a year full supplies on budget on hand. And I like the idea of building about 1 year of food supply on hand, because I know that many people will say, many financial advisors will say to have 3 months, 6 months of your income saved up. And I think it's a lot harder to do that than building 1 year of food supply. So if you have 1 year worth of food supply staples on hand, and in case of temporary job loss, you'll be able to that your basic need, one of your basic needs is met. Does that make sense? So you know that you'll be able to cook food while you are thinking about other ways to fulfill your other need as well. So if you are purchasing things on sale, when you save out of your grocery budget every month and you put it on the side, and you purchase things on sale when they goes on sale, you are stocking up. For things that do not go on sale, you buy one extra each time, especially months that you know that things you use that goes on sale won't go on sale. You will stock up on those as well. Over time, you'll have few months of groceries on hand to a month worth of groceries on hand. So if now you take your other need into consideration and you ask yourself, how much do you need to make sure you have 1 year worth or 6 months worth of on hand, then you take how much you pay every month in average for those basic, which will be utilities, and then you times them by 12 or by 6 or by 12, and it is a lot easier to save for those if you know that your groceries are taken care of. Does that make sense? So and when you have a lot of money on hand, because of the inflation, what you can buy with that will decrease over time. Therefore, when you have the food on hand, I think it saves you more money. But you have to keep in mind that things can expire, so you have to be mindful about how you are stocking up as well. So thank you so much for watching. I will have another video where I will show what we are able to purchase from this grocery list, and then I'll have another video to show how you can put your food away without a pantry, different options. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Afiavi Liberman, creator of Liberman Consulting L.L.C YouTube channel, and in soap.com, our blog. On our blog, we have a lot of free downloads, and you can access them. You don't need to enter your email address to access them, although we will be happy if you join our email list and our community, but it's not a requirement to access our free downloads. Thank you so much. You can do it. I know things are hard now, and I think it's the right time to start budgeting and be mindful how you are spending your money, so that you do not spend everything you earn, but you save a little by little, so that you can put that money you save to work different ways. One will include investing in your own business, to start a business on the side. Another one will be to invest in the stock market. Another one will be to invest in rental properties or real estate. Put your money to work so that you don't have to work to earn every single dollar that you make, but your money can work for you even when you are sleeping. Thank you so much for your time. We thank you all that subscribe to our channel. We thank you for all your comments. Thank you very much, you all that watch our videos. Thank you.